It's Sunday once again, fellas, which means another Amphibia episode breakdown from yours truly. I'm a little sad because this is going to be the last Amphibia breakdown I do on the channel until around halfway through September. I was under the impression we'd be getting all these episodes weekly until we hit episode 10, but I guess I was misinformed. The next episodes, which are Little Frog Town and Hopping Mall, won't be airing until September 12th. It's only a 1 week break technically with no episodes, but I'm a very impatient person, so still sucks. The first episode today is Lost in Neutopia. The episode opens up with the robotic frog sitting on the same ledge the Planner family was on when they first got a glimpse of Neutopia's outskirts. Maybe I'm being super pessimistic here, but this scene has me a little concerned. Stuff like this is starting to make me wonder if this robot is just going to be a gag Easter egg character rather than actually play a role in the story. If its goal is to catch up with the Planners, then why is it just sitting outside Neutopia? You know, with the giant ants gone, it should be able to just walk right in, right? I'm probably overthinking all this, but hopefully my expectations with this machine will begin to rise again. We then cut to the Planner family on a tour guide bus through the streets of Neutopia. The safest tour bus around, to be exact. Everyone but Hop Pop seems to be bored out of their minds. Anne really wants to get out and act like a local as much as she can. She even begins to break down and cry when this experience reminds her of how bored she was when she traveled with her mom to what looked like Taiwan. She wanted to try some authentic food at a stand, but her mom wouldn't let her. She didn't want the baby carrots, Mrs. Boonchoy. She didn't want them. This is the first time we've seen Anne's mom on screen, by the way, which I thought was pretty cool. Polly and Anne hatch a plan to break free from the tour to do their own thing. The parallels Anne had with Sasha throughout this episode astounded me, and you'll see why. She fakes sick to get off the tour bus right off the bat along with Polly, just like Sasha fakes sick in the middle of science class to ditch school with Anne. Sprig attempts to leave with them, but Hop Pop handcuffed the two of them together. Hop Pop doesn't want Sprig out of his sight due to the events that occurred at the ruins during the beginning of the road trip. Time for Team Anne to pop off. The first stop they make is at a food stand where the newt who owns it makes incredibly spicy burritos. He usually doesn't sell them to outsiders, but Anne insists her Thai blood can handle it. You should have listened to your mother, Anne. Your Cali stomach really can't handle spicy food from other lands. Polly couldn't handle it either, to the point where she flamethrowers out of her mouth, burning down Jerry's stand in the process. The two of them hightail it after Jerry expects them to pay for the damages with cash. The royal credit card don't work in these parts. This once again reminded me of Anne and Sasha doing delinquent activities after they ditch school, only this time they're getting caught. Step 2 is to look like the locals, so they decide to go tail shopping to look as newt-like as possible. Anne gets the biggest tail the shop has, while Polly gets the most hardcore looking one. Once they leave the shop though, Anne keeps knocking people over with her giant tail, including an officer of the law. They make a break for it once again after he tries to arrest them. I loved when Anne and Polly were hiding and the guy said, "We'll never find them in this crowd," just to have him admit he's too lazy. The last activity they end up ruining is a parade. Anne tries to take over as the lead person controlling a giant puppet. She accidentally ends up making a mockery of the parade with her axe because the parade was in honor of a man named Igor the Brave who gave his life to save Neutopia. And to make things worse, she tears the mascot's face off while tripping on a piece of stone. This leads us to the final big chase scene of the episode where all three groups of people they screwed over end up on their tails. Polly and Anne eventually make their way back to the tour bus on accident, and they try climbing in through the windows, but the mob refuses to let Anne go. Thankfully, Anne was able to nab a burrito from Jerry during the commotion to give to Polly. The fire from Polly's mouth was enough to make the mob flee. The tour guide then decides to take them to the cheese museum. I'm glad Anne and Polly realized what they did was stupid while the mob was chasing them, but I kind of feel bad that the angry mob didn't get any proper justice. They really just kept getting screwed over right until the end. The last scenes of the episode take place in the Neutopian Castle library, with Marcy and King Andreas not finding any new information about the Calamity Box. They've apparently went through every book they could find in the library as well. Marcy, being exhausted, gets up to get more bugachinos when she trips and spills coffee over an 1,000-year-old tapestry, but King Andreas notices something behind the tapestry. It turns out to be a button that opens up a secret library wing. King Andreas claims he didn't know existed, but I think that's cap. Just look at the face he makes right as he follows Marcy into the tunnel. That painting with the golden eye that was on the secret wall looked very suspicious too, you know? Maybe the original place the Calamity Box was kept was behind that door, who knows? Man, oh man, they are playing some 5-head mind games with King Andreas' character though. If he really did know about this area and wanted Marcy to find it, then why did he wait until they read every book in the main area? I can't get a read on this guy, and it's killing me. Like, what is your game, Keith? Episode 2 this week is Sprig Gets Schooled. The episode starts with the family walking around Neutopia together when they coincidentally make a pit stop at Neutopia University. Hop Pop becomes overwhelmed with excitement, stating his dream is to have either Sprig or Polly attend the school one day. Sprig goes along for Anne to catch the Frizz Beetle and stumbles upon a class outside being taught by the headmaster of the school. The headmaster asks the students what the best way to escape from a mountain mantis is. Several students give incorrect answers, but Sprig overhears the question and gets the question right. And it makes sense that he'd know how to get away from those things, considering how many adventures he's been on. Professor Hairbone becomes impressed with Sprig's intelligence and offers him a spot in a program for promising future students of the school. Sprig doesn't necessarily want to go, but if it means Hop Pop's dream will come true, then it'll be worth it. Hop Pop lets him go, but isn't super psyched at the idea like he seemed on the surface. He clearly wasn't ready to let Sprig go so soon, hence why he hoped one of the grandkids would attend far in the future rather than right now in the present. Sprig's trial time doesn't go very well though. The rules and class structure don't mesh very well with his personality. They don't even let him wear his hat. And I've never understood why grade schools in real life were so adamant about kids wearing hats in school too. It made no sense to me. Hop Pop shows his sadness of Sprig being gone while Polly and Ann plot to sneak into the school to party college style. The professor comes to talk to Sprig after his class is finished to let him know they're not going to wait until next semester for him to become a student, but rather tomorrow. Apparently his disruptive energy was a good thing. Sprig decides to bail, but the university doors are locked up once the lights go out. Hop Pop notices the gates close as well and gets super paranoid, thinking Neutopia University was planning to kidnap Sprig for his pink skin. He tries to break in and save him, but gets caught in the gate, and Sprig continues to try to escape campus grounds while Polly and Ann are trying to break in at the exact same time. The headmaster eventually catches Sprig and he's super confused. He explains Sprig can leave whenever he wants, and all the security there is for the student safety because there's freaks hanging around here, just like Polly and Ann. Sprig also explains to Hop Pop he doesn't want to attend anymore, which of course they both agree on. The headmaster still gives Sprig the option to attend the school due to Sprig being the only one to evade campus security. Sprig politely declines, only for the time being though, because there's a chance his mindset about the school could change in the future. Honestly, these episodes were probably the overall weakest episodes since the planners got to Neutopia. The only plot progression we got was the final 2 minutes of Lost in Neutopia. The parallels between Ann and Sasha in Lost in Neutopia were cool, but I also wasn't a fan of the angry mob getting screwed over until the bitter end. And the university episode just felt sort of out of place in a sense. I don't know. As standalone episodes, I guess they were solid. It's just considering all the other things that have been going on, they just didn't feel as satisfying as I think they could have been. I think that just about does it for this video though. It feels really good to be able to get content out consistently with this season of Amphibia. I'm going to, continue to do these breakdowns. They'll always be going up on Sundays at 2 p.m., so be on the lookout for those times. And let me know in the comments down below your thoughts of these episodes. If you like them more than I did, let me know why. I'd love to know. Per usual, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out, take care, bye-bye.